Now in this module, we're going to get into what I call the TAM profile. TAM stands for Total Available Market. Now, we have the right mindset, we know what we want to sell, we know what our product is, our service is, we've gone through the feature, benefits, advantages, we know what we have and what we have to offer. Now we got to find somebody who will buy it. TAM, again, stands for Total Available Market, which means basically the whole world. But let me ask you a question. Is the whole world going to buy your product? Of course not. So what we have to do is develop a profile of those type of clients who are more likely than not to buy our product. So what we have to do, if you ever watch those CSI type movies where they're trying to figure out the profile of the criminal, well in this count we're trying to find the profile of a suspect, also known as a prospect, somebody who may buy from us. So the first step is to create a list. Let's generate a list of all the potential people who would possibly buy our product or service. The idea? Second is that we then want to take that list, because I'm sure it's going to be a very big list, and then break it down into categories. And I'm going to walk you through an example of how you're going to do this, but we got to categorize them. And then once we categorize them, we start the big list, categorize, now we begin to prioritize our hit list, okay? So we have to kind of go through who we're going to go after first, who we're going to go after second, who we're going to go after third. First being high probability sale, third being lowest probability sale. Again, we can't sell to everybody, but if we find people who want our product, the chances of us selling go up dramatically. Now, let me take a step back. When people fail in selling, it's not because they're not good at what they do or good at selling or good at sharing their information. It's not that. It's that they're selling to the wrong people. Again, let's go back to the restaurant example. If I go to a great restaurant that serves great steak, but I try to convince people or share that information with vegans, for example, it's not going to go over well. So we got to find people who are more likely than not to buy our product. So again, let's generate a list of all the potential clients we could possibly have that would buy our product. Take that list and then let's start chunking them out into categories. Once we categorize them, let's go ahead and prioritize who we're going to go after first, second, third, fourth, and so on. I put together a small example for you to help you walk through this. This will be included in the notes also. Now, in this example, I'm using a pest control company. Now, let's say that you're a pest control company and that's the service that you offer. Now, who could you sell pest control services to? Again, we can sell it to the whole world, that'll be the total available market, but let's start narrowing in and generating a profile. So the first is to create a list. So I've created a list here. Let me run through some of these, see if you agree with me. There's homeowners, restaurants, of course, pest control, banks may need it, stadiums, how about community centers? How about commercial buildings or warehouses? How about commercial office spaces? They'll probably need some pest control also, right? How about some workout facilities? How about apartment owners? Property managers may also buy the service. How about a golf course? Maybe. Theaters? Could be. Without that popcorn, they might. Storage facilities? There's a good one. Funeral homes. Again, the list can go on and on of all these different places we can sell our pest control services to. So again, now that we've generated a list, can we sell to everybody? Of course we can't. We can't do that. If you don't focus, you'll never win in selling. So what we want to do is focus. So we go to step 2, which is to now categorize and start breaking them apart. Now I've created 3 categories for the list I just read off. Now the first list is known as a B2C list. Now let me start introducing new terminologies here. B2C means your business. B, you sell to a C, a consumer. It's called business to consumer. You're a business, you sell to a consumer, you are in a B2C scenario. Get the idea? Second scenario is when you're a business and you sell to another business. That's B2B, business to business. The third category is a kind of combination of both. It's kind of B2C and B2B. Let me give you an example as I walk through these 3. Let's again take our list, and the list was again homeowners, restaurants, banks, stadiums, commercial buildings, so forth and so on. So what I did is I categorized this into 3 categories. The first category, I call it the B2C, the residential, right? Pest control services, selling to residential, and B2C would include homeowners. See, I'm a business, I'm selling to a homeowner, that's a consumer, customer. Restaurant, maybe individually owned restaurants. How about an apartment owner? Maybe has 4 or 5, 8 units, whatever it may be. I am now selling to that person. Let's say somebody owns a craft store. Maybe I can sell them my pest control service. That would be B to C. Get the idea? So that's my first category. Then I go to my second category, and this is the B to B. This is not residential now. Now I'm going to sell to commercial folks, and that would include restaurants, banks, stadiums, commercial centers, commercial buildings, warehouses, workout facilities, golf courses, as I talked about, theaters, storage, funeral homes, and so forth. So I would put those under commercial. So the first category, B to C, was residential, sell to individual homeowners or apartment owners. Then B to B would be people who own, again, restaurants, bars, commercial buildings, warehouses, storage facilities. And then the third category is kind of a hybrid between the two, and that would be apartment owners. See, some apartment owners own more than one apartment building. They may own multiple. Or how about property managers? They basically manage it for other people. That's kind of a hybrid. Get the idea? So what I've done is basically created 3 different categories, B to C, B to B, and then a hybrid. Now, what I'll do now is zoom back and say, okay, I sell pest control services. Where do I have a higher probability of being able to sell more effectively, and where would I invest my time that would be more useful in terms of getting a return on investment? Should I sell to the residents, residentials, right? B to C. Should I basically focus only on commercial, B to B? Or maybe just focus on the hybrid folks, the apartment building owners or the property managers. Well, if it were mine to do, I would basically First focus on residential, because that's one-on-one selling, and I like that. So I would focus on selling to homeowners, individual store owners. Get the idea? So by creating 3 categories, I now say to myself, okay, I'm going to focus on this. Now that I've found my target profile, what I'm going to do is develop all my presentation material, all my selling material, all my marketing material to go after that market niche. Now, that's a good word to kind of put in your vocabulary if you don't already have it. Niche. That basically means that you've taken a whole market, you've cut it up into pieces, you figured out where you want to sell, and that becomes your market niche. So your homework right now is to list out potential prospects. Second step, categorize them, and then prioritize what market niches you're going to go after. Go to it, folks.